Hello. Oh, whoops. The mic's over here. Hello. How's it going? 10, 11 folks. Sorry to keep y'all waiting. I woke up with like 20 minutes to go and just had to kind of, brush my teeth and stuff so y'all couldn't smell my stinky breath, and get Mom up. She's going to go get us some coffee, right, Mom?
Yes.
So, good morning. Yeah, so anyway, y'all, I'm sorry to hold things up this morning. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. We're actually in, what is this called? Tacoma area. I guess we're near the airport, the SeaTac airport.
Something about Kent.
Yes, well, we went to Kent last night to watch the fireworks show. So I had to Google, what are we going to do for the 4th of July? And so I said in the Seattle area, and Kent was about 20 minutes from us. So there was a fireworks show there over a lake, it was pretty. It was nice. They had food trucks out there and stuff. The food was not great, but other than that, we had a really good time for something to do on the fly. And I was working in the room on some stuff yesterday. I had a podcast interview, and actually this morning I'm going to talk to a guy for an article through Outside Magazine. He wants to talk about or do an article on people on YouTube, hiking and making a living off of, backpacking. So backpacking YouTubers and how that's a thing, these days, I guess. So anyway, he wanted to talk about that. So yeah, good morning. Ryan says good morning and greetings from Michigan. Good morning. Howdy, y'all. So anyhow, so today Mom and I start back hiking. It looks kind of glum outside, actually, but so I finished the Chinook Pass to Snoqualmie Pass 70-mile section, and now we have about 30 miles south of that connects to White Pass. So we're going out after we check out of here, and we'll have to stop by Walmart or something for some snacks and stuff, and then pack up our bags properly, make sure we have, toilet paper and all that stuff that we need.
And a screen protector.
And a screen protector, she says, because my screen on my phone right now is very exposed and ready to get broken again. So I dropped it at Chinook Pass, and it just busted it. It busted it under the screen protector. It busted the screen protector too, but it was worse under it. I have dropped my phone 972,381 times. Not really, but I've dropped it a lot, and it has never. I've had the screen protector bust, but I replaced the screen protector right before I came out here, and then it just shattered. So we got that fixed, as I mentioned in the update. But yeah, so now I'm good to go. It's just they tried to sell me a screen protector there at the phone repair place, but it was so thick that the swipe and stuff wasn't working properly on my phone. And I can imagine just seeing this huge elk and wanting to get a shot of it and not being able to swipe on my phone. So yeah, we got to get a screen protector. Thanks, Mom, for the reminder. But anyway, yeah, so Tim's here, Ellen's here. Ellen says, is Wander Mama's ankle feeling better?
Oh.
Well, let me tell y'all, she had off, how long have you had off? A week now?
Yes.
And ask her how many times she has iced her ankle.
Maybe once?
Maybe twice. With the same bag of ice at night and then the next day. Yeah. So, why do I look like a
ghost?
A ghost. I look like an angel.
If I get closer, then
Okay, there we go. Yeah. It's the lighting. Look at it.
You are an angel.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to get coffee for us so we can wake up.
Go juice.
Yes. We had a good time at the fireworks last night.
Yeah, so. Not a good time a bunch of beer and hangover good time.
Oh,
no, I know, but it's just funny because I'm running late this morning,
we had a good time.
and I was like, yeah.
Well, we did get back.
No, we did get back kind of late
to bed.
ate last night, and she seems fine this morning. May, are you doing good this morning?
Yeah. I need to take her out first.
Oh, yeah. Well, she'll go to get coffee with you.
I can't carry 2 cups of coffee with her.
True. But anyway, yeah. So, we didn't even answer her question. So, it is feeling better, right?
Yes, it's feeling better.
It's
Swelling is going down. It still aches a little bit.
But she doesn't want to sit out this 30 miles. Because
No.
I offered that. I said, there's a place that you could probably lodge at White Pass. Nope. Same, exactly.
I am going.
Yeah.
I am ready to go. So, my ankle may not be ready, but I'm ready.
Her mind's ready. But, yeah, so I think that we'll do several miles today, and then tomorrow will be a full day, and then the day after, hopefully we'll get to, town again and head to the next section. So, let's see. Lisa says, just love Wonder Mama.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
Frank says, end of your last video, you mentioned you liked section hiking. Do you think you'll be doing more section hikes of other trails across the country? We're like, yeah, I'll probably hike Pinhoti, but if I might just do the Pinhoti then, So, I don't know, because, okay, let's put it this way. If I didn't have a long distance backpacking trip planned for the next couple years, or, if I didn't have things going on, then yeah, probably. So this fall, or like in 2 months, something, a month,
September,
2 months,
yeah,
2 months.
Time,
In 2 months, Montana and I are heading to Spain, so to do the Camino. So then that runs until November, and then after that, I'd mentioned I might do the Florida Trail, but I think I actually might do the Pinhoti, because it's right there, and I don't know, why not, and maybe test some different gear while I'm out there, make that like a whole thing, hiking the Pinhoti while testing out different gear. I don't know. So I'm still brainstorming exactly how last year. I'm brainstorming how last year will go. I'm brainstorming how next year will go, but I think I will have off most of the year until the fall, and that's when I plan to go do the TA. So I really need to get like the blogs from the AT finished and the PCT and the CDT, and I need to write. So I might do some section hiking if I don't end up doing the Pinhoti or something. So potentially next year, but we'll see. I will go do a section hike. I'm gonna get a hammock and then go do a section hike with the hammock. That way I can give it another shot. Another proper shot. So, yeah, let's see. Carrie says, amazing. You're happily conversing in the morning without an infusion of Java. You don't know how amazing it is. I saw this, Jack Spearcoat, the guy that does this travel podcast. I saw him post, I guess life got him a coffee mug, and it's like, almost there. You may speak now. Never mind, I gotta poop. So I thought that was hilarious.
Oh no, where do you always end up with these sparkle things on you? Every time we I don't know. You're just
That's weird.
You just naturally sparkle.
Oh, I just sparkle and shine. Let's see. So yeah, I don't know. This is like delirium, I think, because we got to bed pretty late last night. Just like we got back and we're like, oh, we're actually hiking tomorrow, so we got to make sure everything's charged up. And then I was like, oh yeah, I didn't transfer the footage from the drone to Dropbox so that Aaron could edit. And oh, Aaron, update on that. So Aaron has decided to not do the AT this year because he would be on such a time crunch now, obviously, and then there are people who have done it in 90 days or 100 days, right? So I don't doubt, and he's been training, so I don't doubt that he couldn't, have done that. But I think he's decided that he'll enjoy having a 6-month period next year. Plus, I won't be out on a trail during the summer since I'm doing the TA. So it's like it makes sense for him to wait. That way he doesn't have the stress of trying to put together 2 sets of like creative videos. It'll be just informational videos for me that he would be putting together, potentially something like the Pinhoti, but I would give him a lot more buffer and cushion with videos than he had now. So anyway, he just decided that like a few days ago. Actually, when I got done with this section is when I found out. So anyway, that is the update on that. And okay, I'm planning a through hike of the Ozark Highlands this fall. Oh, I've heard good things about that one. Can you update us what's next on this trip, southbound and fire closure in Oregon? Okay, so yes, I just did 70 miles of a 100-mile stretch from White Pass to Snoqualmie is the 100-mile. So I did Chinook, which is obviously not right in the middle, but it's between White Pass. Now we've got to do Chinook to White, that 30-mile section. So we'll do that, and then there's one more section in Washington that was like 18 miles long?
I think 17, 18.
17 or 18, yeah. So, and then we'll have Washington whooped. And then we have 4 more in Oregon. And there's one that's 70-something miles. The rest are, I think, 30 miles or less. With most of them being like in the teens. So, I don't know. I may have to end up just like running that 70-mile section, Oh, what does that mean? Like, you gonna run with me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she might. Well, I might have to.
Yeah,
but I did do a 20-mile stretch. But I mean, we might knock out. Yeah. We might do big miles this one. Like we'll build up to it.
But then I even said that last night. Yeah. If you have to do that.
If I have to, I don't want to do that. Like I was sad, y'all. I was sad this stretch. Oh. I was like tearing up. I was pulling out Fancy's little sleeping pad to put on my legs. At first, have an emergency blanket in there to cover the pack up with, and I didn't want to put the damp pack on, like my sleeping bag on the damp pack, because I lay my legs on my sleeping bag since my pad's short. But anyway, so I used her little pad, and I was just like, it was sad. But anyway, okay. Oh, you got a question?
She didn't miss me. She only missed
Yes, I did.
No, the only thing you said
said I about cried because
I pulled out.
I did pull out Fancy.
Yeah, but you didn't say anything about missing me.
I didn't have any of your gear. I said I missed them. So did I not say them? I did miss. Quit. I can talk to Fancy, but she doesn't respond. Not really. She just does her like crazy cow eyes. Look at her over there. She's just eating it up. This dog loves to rest. You see how I diverted that? Okay, but anyway, no, I did miss you for real. Like I was tearing up.
I'm just giving you a hard time because I can.
I know. Okay, can you? All right, yes. So that's what's next. So yeah, that little piece, the one in Washington, and then we're all Oregon. Ryan says yes, bear burrito is the way to go. Oh, the hammock. That's what they call it.
That's cute.
At some point, I think I'd like to do the Lone Star Trail, but I need to work my way up to it. Yeah, I've heard good things about that one too. There are a lot of cool trails, all around the country. So, Ryan says, I'll be hiking the AT next year on my first through hike. Maybe I'll bump into him. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think he's aiming to start in April. He's like, I want to be with the bubble, which I'm so excited to and say that because he's kind of like a loner, right? So.
And that'll do him really, really good.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a lot better than just rushing. So,
he'll be stressed.
Frank, I'd be in the Lone Star as well, just a few miles from it. Perhaps we could team up. Oh, cool! See, I love when people like get together. Yeah, that's. Pat, are you aware of any people that provide on-trail resupply services as opposed to mail drops? Are you saying as opposed to like packaging and doing that yourself, like having people mail? Are you saying like a place that actually like delivers it to like on trail? I'm sorry, maybe that sounds like a silly question, but I know that there was some kind of company that you could contact for resupply and they would send you packages, a drone dropping something to you on trail. And I'm not being a smart aleck because I really think that eventually that'll be a thing. So, okay, someone meet up with you on trail. I don't know. And if anyone knows of that, let us know. Because, yeah, not that I know of, and I haven't heard of anything like that, but that it would save a lot of money.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because you wouldn't be tempted to go into town and be like, well, I really want a hot meal. Oh, now I really want a place to stay. Like, just stay out there longer.
And you could choose when you wanted to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Wander Mama, what would you say is your biggest challenge while hiking?
Oh,
your lipstick looks pretty, or your lip balm, or.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
My biggest challenge. Wow. Challenge. Oh, wow. Let me think about this one a minute.
Fancy is her biggest challenge. Actually, I should point.
Yeah. Yeah. But that is
that
true.
way. There we go.
It is true. Because
she is obsessed with being right on the back of her.
Right.
So if I walk in the front, then like if I go a little bit faster than Mom, then Fancy is like pulling Mom, essentially.
Me trying to.
And then if Mom normally goes first. So she found a little snake, and then
Fancy's in between us,
attached to me.
Yes.
On a leash, who is like the caboose.
Yes. And when I'm walking,
and I can like kind of keep up, but the problem is to keep up enough to where he doesn't pull me. She's like, Mom has to like kind of turn the trekking pole that way and kind of not swat her, but you know what I mean. Like,
well, and if I keep my poles kind of
like bowed out,
yeah, then she doesn't try to get. Sometimes she'll try to go around me, but
not really. Yeah.
Now she's gotten where she knows her spot. But even with her just right behind me like that,
her saddlebag.
Yes, I'm walking, and not only am I trying to keep myself in balance and everything, I'm having to pretty much lift her saddlebag on each side with my heel every time I take a step.
Because she's like, yeah, so her little saddlebag is right there when Mom lifts her foot. Yeah, you're like getting that extra weight of, oh, you're getting a good leg workout.
I am.
Look at her stretching back. She's just legs up in the air. But anyway, so yeah.
I mean, I really have. The only snow that I've really ever been in is just like, and then we're just
stairs and then also, but you said breathing, like your legs don't. It's like your legs are burning so bad, it's that you can't get your breath.
That's
like I'm saying, physically,
yes,
not like, oh, she can't hike because of it, but like if there was something that's like, if I could make this go away, I could probably hike. You know?
If there was something, that's one thing that I really, that I couldn't prepare for because, like she said, I did the bleachers at school and I walked around the track a lot, so I feel like my legs are strong and they don't really burn, but it's just the breathing, and there was really no way that I could prepare for that because of the elevation. So
I guess there are ways, not to contradict you, but like there are ways that you can do something, but you have to like you have to like calculate, your heart rate and then time certain things. It's like it's not as, it's just like I'm gonna do this, walk stairs or whatever, but there's something, and the only reason I know that is because somebody asked me a question about that on the survival podcast about how to prepare, so I Googled it.
Yeah, but the elevation though, I mean, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's like if you it's almost like if you stress your heart rate and lungs enough, it can kind of simulate how it's stressed out at higher elevation. I don't know, there was something, but it's like involved, you'd have to run and like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I didn't have time.
No. I'm just saying, so there could be a way to prepare for that, but like
if somebody really wanted to,
yes,
and had time.
That's all I'm
okay, I'm gonna get us coffee.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, for the next one I want to do next is the Wild Azalea Trail. Wow, that sounds really cool. Gotta wait for it to cool down first. Yeah. Oh man, I assume that there are a lot of pretty azaleas on that trail. That would be really neat. Mama Wander Mama has gotten hiking bug for real. Yeah. I told her, I was like, there are groups locally that go and do this stuff, and she's always lived for her children like her whole life, and so now it's time for her to get out and do some stuff.
So me time.
It's her time. Yeah. Carrie says just read about a 77-year-old gal hiking the coast to coast American Discovery Trail. I saw the title of that on an article, but I didn't actually read it. But that's insane, isn't it? Where in Washington are you hiking? We're going to be hiking in the North Cascades in about a week. Oh, that was a crow. I was like, what was that? We're in what? Squirrel. We're in like right in Seattle area, but we're going to be down. I'm trying to think of what towns are near White Pass and Snoqualmie Pass and Shasta. It's near Mount Rainier National Park. John says, hi, Dixie. Thanks for this update. 2 questions for your mom. This is John DeVita.
Oh, hi, John.
He says, what aspect of this adventure so far has been most enjoyable?
Most enjoyable.
And what has to get used to?
The most difficult.
You might want to come closer. Come closer to my boobie.
Oh my God.
It's just my mic.
The most difficult, I would say, would be the breathing, the elevation.
What about like being away from home?
Well, yeah.
I mean, not to answer for you, but I'm just trying to think about some other things. Like,
no, I mean, I do.
We're not homesick.
No.
But, her dog child is at home with literally like kidney failure.
She's not.
She's not like
shape, but
month or whatever. Yeah.
So I miss her, and
Montana.
I miss everybody, but Montana's my little sidekick, so she's with me most of the time.
That's what I used to be,
Yeah. So that too. And the most enjoyable, it's just spending time with my baby here.
Yeah, we haven't hung out since I was like 10 alone, really.
Well, I was thinking about that the other day. We said that, but we went to Colorado, and we had about a week
Yes, we did.
Then.
That's true. That's true. We did.
So,
Mom was, I missed you being little. And I said, well, do you want me to act more childlike? And she's like, more than you already do.
So that would be the most enjoyable, is being able to spend time with her.
What about the pretty scenery?
Well, that too.
There are lots of enjoyable
I'm trying to think
But yeah, the most difficult.
Yeah, I think what I liked was when we saw Mount St. Hood.
Oh, Mount St. Helens.
Yeah, Mount St. Helens, and I'm going. I knew it was Hood.
No, we could see Hood.
Yes, and I think probably that I kept turning and Shasta.
Yeah,
I kept looking at those.
Just those big.
Yes, as far as the scenery, those would be like my favorite scenery. Never want to see that again. Never.
Oh no! Somebody else said buffering a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I hope that it's not.
Oh, it's the service here.
Maybe, but I mean, that's why I'm in the window. So
yeah,
I'm so sorry if it is. And see, it's not showing me buffering at all. But yeah, and if I connect to the Wi-Fi, it's gonna be worse. So I'm on the LTE right now. I'm so sorry on the time. It was like on 1 second for really like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
See.
Just again.
Brad says, good morning. Thanks for all your support. It's wonderful to follow your adventures. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for doing anything today, other than being on here and the fact that y'all, let's see. Tim says, LOL. Ryan says, April 6th or 7th is what I was thinking for an AT start date. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Those would be good. Or either of those would be good. I started March 29th on the Perch Trail, but I had to take a week off for graduation and et cetera, et cetera. So Pat says, meet up with you on the trail. Brad says, My 18-year-old daughter will be through hiking the PCT next spring. Most hotels will not allow you to check into a room unless someone is 21. Any advice or others you know of who have overcome this challenge? That's a really good question. Unfortunately, yeah, I guess so, because I'm thinking like if you were to reserve it online, but then she still has to check in and show her ID. I mean, the only thing that I can say is, let's see, you said the PCT. There should be a good amount of people around. Maybe she can get somebody to split a room with her. There might be something. A lot of people in these towns are well aware that people are through hiking, right? So I didn't even think about that, like with Mountain Goat on the AT, but I think, other people probably got the room and he just split it with them. So I would say in some instances she might be able to or they can do it. Which, by the way, that's awesome that she's doing that, and at such a young age. But what I'm thinking is if you can call, and it's like somebody just said that. Yeah, Mitchell said it, have a parent call ahead, fax the signature. Yeah, that I was thinking if you could like put a credit card on the room and like sign her, and especially if people know that she's a hiker and understands like this isn't some 18-year-old driving across the country wrecking hotels. This is somebody who's through an Appalachia if you called ahead. And worst case, she could end up splitting a room with somebody. And there are also some hostels along the way. So it might take a little more legwork ahead of time. But when she's heading in, she plans to get there. I don't know if she's going to have an in-reach or spot or anything like that. You can tell when she's getting closer. But then, maybe you can go ahead and call ahead and contact somebody and, let them know what's going on, let them know how old she is, maybe email them a picture of your ID and whatnot, and just communicate with them. And I mean, I can't imagine a place being like no, sucks for your daughter, but there might end up being one or two along the way. But in that instance, maybe there will be a trail angel that she can stay with, or, a hostel option, or somebody that she could split a room with. But that's a very good question. What I would suggest if you're in the backpacking forum groups in there, so I feel like somebody has probably gone through that. Of this year, 2019, that group on Facebook, if you post there and ask, what has anybody run across this and what have you done? Because I know that there are people under 21 out here. So that's a very good question. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And I'm sorry to be more help, but I would say if you communicate with them and they know she's a hiker, people are so willing to help hikers that I just can't imagine them being like, well, sorry girl, you ain't got no place to stay tonight. But that's so awesome that she's doing that. Marjorie says, can't stay, just wanted to say that I don't know what to do. Will you in the near future? I was wondering if any PCTers felt the quake yesterday morning, a 6.4. The daughter of a fellow patron that might be coming through there and might need a place to stay, or might need somebody to vouch for her at a hotel. But that's very nice of you. But yeah, I didn't feel the quake yesterday. Of course, I'm all the way up in Washington, but yeah, I bet some people did. Did anyone on here feel it? You missed the excitement in SoCal. Yeah, the earthquake. Michael says, I believe Packwood is closest to White Pass. Yes, it is. Oh no, Brad says I'm buffering a lot too. Buffering a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what to do. I mean, I could, potentially try to disconnect and connect back, but I honestly don't know if that will fix it. And I'm sitting here by the window so I could get the best LTEs out the window. But Stuart says, if any of y'all asked a question and it was buffering and you didn't hear my answer, then when I make a post after the Q&A, please post your question there. I'm so sorry. It's iffy service, and I thought like being here near Seattle that it would be good, but yeah, Stuart, but thank you for taking the time for these Q&As, even if your service is not the greatest. Well, thank you for understanding. I appreciate it. Jay says, oh yeah, I was in LA and felt the quake. My first earthquake. That's so cool. Congrats, I guess, you know. I mean, is it weird? Like, I don't want there to be an earthquake, but I guess I've always wanted to be in a near enough vicinity of one to just feel it so I can understand, because I feel like you can't understand really what it's like until it happens, until you experience it. So yeah, I don't like. I'm not wishing an earthquake to happen, but I would like to be close enough to one to feel it, but like not, like die from it or something. So, did anybody get hurt in the one yesterday? Does anyone know? I didn't even look it up. I mean, I hope not for sure. But I mean, that sounds like a pretty significant quake. Lisa says, I lived in the SeaTac area for quite a little while and experienced an earthquake there. Oh my gosh. Well, small world, but that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, what is it? It just feels like the earth is vibrating. I mean, like, what does it feel like, You don't want to be in an earthquake up there in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to, but like if it says, thanks for all the advice and input. I'm her logistics manager full time and had trouble with both underage sons' honeymoon. Oh man. I will get on the forum and connect also with Trail Angels Facebook. Yes, there is a group on Facebook for PCT Trail Angels. So, and you could get on there and ask also, and they might be like, well, when she's here, willing to help, Jay says, I guess there were a lot of fires in Ridgecrest and it was bad. Oh no, that's bad. Brad says, your encouragement and thoughts are priceless. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa, one felt like someone was moving a pop machine across the floor. Oh, wow. I guess I kind of, that paints a pretty picture. Jay says it just felt like someone was shit in bed for seconds. Not too exciting. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least it's happened now, though, right? But that's great. Like, that's just so hard for me to imagine, right? Because, like, the earth is stable and hard. You know what I mean? The surface of like when you're walking around outside, the ground is stable and hard. So to have something like that moving is just strange. Ellen says, I grew up in the San Francisco area. Earthquake scared the shite out of me. When you wake during one, it feels like someone is shaking your bed. It's so disorienting. Oh my gosh, I bet. Quakes in the Pacific Northwest are up and down. In California, they are side to side like a wave moving through the ground. Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't want to feel that then. Nope. No, I don't. I mean, like I said, if I was okay, but I just don't want it to happen. So, but that's crazy though. I just kind of always been intrigued by earthquakes. But anyway, let's see. So, since nobody up here has a question, I mean, y'all feel free to ask more questions for sure. But I know I had some on the Patreon post where I announced the Q&A. Posted some there. Let's see. What did Oops, did I click the wrong thing? All right, I do need that coffee, y'all. I can't even operate this computer this morning. I have my computer down on my lap if you're wondering what I'm doing. Okay, all right, that's where I was loading. Okay, that's pictures that I loaded. So, wait, nope, we got more questions up here, so I'll wait. Let's see. Oh yeah, no worry there. And we were in Yellowstone. Yellowstone is more likely to erupt than you not finishing your through hike or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it happened, so I might be saying it wrong. But anyway, he said that, and then while we were up there, there was like, activity or whatever, or as we were heading up that way, and I was like, really, Aaron? But he was like, well, if it does go, like, you don't have to stress over not finishing your hike, because you won't really know, and neither will anybody else. So, but anyway, I don't know. It was just, I guess it was more funny at the time, in the moment. But yeah, because he said that before we left, and then like we get up there and it, yeah, I had an ex-boyfriend that was stationed up there. Not while. It says, hesitate to take Fancy May on a through hike. Yes, I would. Just because, well, I don't know how to say it. There are dogs who I feel like would just fully thrive on a through hike. I also feel like that's more rare. So she's done very well. I think she's enjoyed it. But I just, a through hike is a goal that a human wants to accomplish. Dogs don't care about that, right? Like Fancy does not care about these fire tours right now. She didn't care. All she knows is that she's no longer at home with Hank, and we get in the car and then we along. Unless they're one of the ones that just thrives, then it's just kind of not fair to them. And I feel like then you have to balance, your hike and your goal, but you have to put your dog first. So if your dog gets hurt, you got to have time to take off. If your dog doesn't feel well, you got to have time to take off. So I just think you would need to start way earlier and allow more cushion. If I was going to do it, then I would have to start like, I don't know. If I was doing the AT, for example, I'd probably start in like February, and really give myself time, because sometimes I need zeros, and she can enjoy those zeros too, but sometimes she's going to need zeros even if I don't, and I have to put that first and not be selfish. So for me, with how long it already takes me to do a through hike, because I'm capturing things along the way, I don't see really how I could do it all. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but I just don't think I'd want to put her through that. I think she's enjoyed these shorter trips. Now, I'm not smack talking anybody who has taken their dog out there or anything like that. I will say that I've seen some pretty poorly, like, I don't know. I've seen some dogs look rough on a through hike, and I feel bad for them, and I want to give them like all of the hamburgers in the world, because they look like they need it, and a hug, and they need some rest. And so it's like my friend Milestone on the PCD, at the end, she sent her dog home. He wouldn't really eat on trail. He was getting super skinny, and it broke my heart. She's like, "Sorry, Ragnar, we got to do 25 today," and so yeah, I wouldn't want to be, putting my baby in that position. But personally, think that now, if I did like the Pinhoti, a shorter trail, not a 6-month trip, I would definitely thought of doing any collaborations with other YouTube hikers such as Darwin on the trail. Yes, but so part of me likes to stay in my lane. You know what I mean? Like, part of me likes to go, okay, I don't know, because sometimes I feel like with people in the same community that there can be drama, and I'm not saying like me and Darwin have drama. We absolutely don't, or anything like that. I'm just saying that those things can happen, right? So I guess I'm careful about who I work with. For example, there was a guy that, and I won't say any names, but he had a channel, and he was wanting me to interview me on the channel, and he was later known to be like, I don't know, I don't want to say for sure racist, but just there were. After the fact, I'm glad that I did not do the interview. I'll say that. So I guess you just have to be careful who you associate with and what you get involved in. Now, with that said, I don't have anything negative to say about Darwin, or I don't think that he's going to, do something horrible tomorrow, like kick puppies or something like that, to where I'll regret, having associated with him. In fact, he was in my area when he did the Pinhoti. And so he looked me up, sent me an email and said like, "Hey, you're going to be around, like we should, collab or something." And I would have done that. Like I would have been open for that. But I was actually out of town. That was when I went to Hawaii. So I missed him. So I guess he doesn't live nearby. So, and not any of the other YouTube and backpackers that I know live by. I know Jupiter lives in Florida, so he's kind of close. And he actually mentioned me in one of his videos the other day, which I thought was really sweet. So I guess, I don't know, there have been some people in the backpacking community who have not been very kind to me, and I don't understand why, because I don't have anything ugly to say about anybody. So anyway, I guess I'm just like, I'm hesitant. So I'm like, I'm just stay in my lane and do my thing, and that way I don't get dragged into any of, the backpacking world's drama. And I mean, there has been, there were some things between some bloggers that like very ugly things were said, and somebody was accused of being like verbally abusive to another person, and that very well could have happened. I don't know. I wasn't, like I said, I try to stay out of all of that. So I guess that's just what I'm saying. It seems like there have been people in the past in several communities who'll be close buddies and then like daggers, and I'm not saying that anybody that I know is like that, but I don't know. So I guess when I have collabed, it's been like long distance because I don't live near those people. But yeah, Darwin passed through again. If I was in his area, I would look him up and I would be there. There have been some things that I've done, like other people that have channels, where they like tag each other, like a luxuries video or whatever. And so you name your luxury items and then tag other people, other channels. And I tagged Second Chance Hiker in one. So some of that stuff, I like participating in those things, but I think it's more of I don't live near that person. But the main thing that I would do, and it makes sense. So like people in the audiences collabing together would not build, your audience. It wouldn't necessarily bring new people to see your channel. But if you collab with people who do things like, well, some people who are interested in bushcrafting might also be interested audiences. Also, if like knife making, people who are interested in Patrick and the knives that he makes might also be interested in through hiking. I did a podcast with a fishing channel. So people who are interested in fishing might also be interested in backpacking, and people who are interested in backpacking might be interested in fishing. So it's more about cross-pollinating audiences to benefit both of y'all, to mutually benefit both parties. So of course it wouldn't like hurt me and Darwin, and there might be people who watch Darwin who don't know my channel, and there might be people who watch my channel that don't know Darwin. So it could help, but would it be worth it to like travel across the country and meet up to do something? Actually not, right? But if he was ever in my area, or another, through hiking or backpacking vlogger was in my area, then absolutely I would be willing to work with him. I guess I'm just saying it probably hasn't been something that either party has gone out of their way to do, because it's not necessarily benefiting either party, So anyway, I guess that's a very long explanation, but I've had people ask me that before, and I hate for it to come across like it's not, and I didn't want to work with people, because that's absolutely not the case at all. So, okay, let's see. Okay, the Pacific Rim, baby, Ring of Fire. Yeah. Dutch said 1 week warning for another 6.4. Oh my goodness. That's insane. Ryan said, do you have any advice videos on how everything in your pack during a thru hike? Yes. I actually have, I was waiting to see a fancy YES. So thank you for the coffee, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. But anyway, so, wow, I'm already in low power mode. Okay, advice on how to pack everything. Yes, so things, there are diagrams online against your back and like in the center of the pack. What I do is and I do have videos on this, how I packed my pack on the AT and the PCT. And I don't think I did one for the CDT, because I'm pretty sure I packed it mostly the same as I did on the PCT, because it had the same pack. But anyway, oh, I spilled a little. So what I do is put a compactor bag and I stuff my sleeping bag down in there, and then I roll that down, or I put anything else that I want to protect getting wet. I could put my clothes in there, but I use inflatable, deflatable. So I deflate it, fold it up, and shove it on top there. And then I put a clothes bag if I'm not planning on changing clothes during the day. So I put my clothes bag, and then beside that, kind of like on the same flat surfaces, that I put my toiletries bag and my electronics bag. And then I put in my tent. and then on top of that goes my food bag. So, and I have my water bottles. I don't have a bladder. If I had a bladder, I would stack it right on top. So I'm putting the heavier things right on the top. Some people will tell you don't do that. So, but I think also packs have changed so much in the way. So that's the way I do it. To me, it might be more comfortable if I arrange things differently. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be, but for me, it's about convenience. How long is this going to take me when I open up my pack to get a snack out? I try to keep snacks in my hip belt pocket, but sometimes I'm hungrier than what'll fit in my hip belt pocket in a day. So I want my food bag to be right there on top. So when I stop to take a break, I'm not pulling out my clothes bag and pulling out, because that also means there's a chance that I will leave those things sitting there on the trail and they won't be in my pack when I go to set up camp later, and then I will be very upset that I have to hike back however many miles and get my stuff. So I do it more about convenience of what I'm going to need during the day walking, and also I want my tent above my electronics bag and my toiletries bag and my clothes bag, because my food bag hangs out in the open in the rain anyway, right? So I don't care if that is sitting in the rain while I'm setting up my tent. And then the next thing is my tent. So then I can keep my pack there, set up the tent, and if I have to, I just throw the pack in my tent if it's raining, and then pull everything else out of it. Now, some people put their tent on the outside. Now, if it rains and I have a way to attach the tent to the outside of my pack, then that's what I'm gonna do. Because that way, that rain that's like in there will kind of not leak off into my pack, which I have everything waterproofed in there, so it's not a big deal, but I just rather it not be in there. And also it gives it a chance to kind of air out and dry out during the day. If it gets sunny, it's easily accessible for me to just open it up and while I'm taking a break. So I know that's a lot all in one, but I do have videos on that on the channel. If you go to the channel and just search like how to pack my pack, actually I'll post them. I'll post them when we get done with this Q&A. So Mom, remind me of that, if you don't mind. Normally I have a pen and paper. How I pack my pack. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Okay, Tim says, need a sled dog or a wolf dog. They carry more too. Yeah, exactly. They carry me. Lisa says, I wish more people would stay in their lane. Yeah, right? No. Are you taking Mom to Mount Whitney? I wanted to. I really did. I think that we're going to be limited on time. This is just... If we could have gone from South North and just hiked, then we would have made a lot better progress. We were planning to go into Canada. It's just really taken a ton of time. But continue to do... Oh, and also all of the snow there. So I doubt it. I doubt we'll be doing that. Continue to do your own thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Brad says, you're very wise to stay on your own course. You have the most control over your own destiny. I, for one, appreciate that independence. Thank you. Yeah, oh gosh, I keep spilling this. Let me take a sip. So thank you. No, I appreciate that. And I'm always worried people are going to be like, you're so snobby, but it's not. It has nothing to do with that at all. Brad says, hike your own hike and air your own channel. I like others' vids, but love the honesty, openness, and warmth of yours. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm serious though. If y'all haven't seen Jupiter Hikes, his channel, he's got some funny stuff out there. Now, Jupiter is like an ultralighter who is just very sweet and seems very kind. And he actually, I don't know what the deal is. And like I said, I don't really like to discuss drama and whatever. I'd prefer just, ain't nobody got attention with like the ultralight community and me, and I don't understand that. But so Jupiter is, part of the ultralight community, right? He's like, my pack was, and I guess it could be, right, if I was willing to get rid of some luxury items and some things like that. So I shouldn't say I wish it was, but I respect the fact that they're able to backpack with so little things. Like, I really do respect that. But Jupiter put out a video the other day, and it was hiking terms. It was hilarious. And then he ended up putting like Wanderlust fan in there and said something about like, if you watch Dixie's videos, you're actually getting some good advice. I've watched them for a long time. Thank you, Dixie, for the videos. I appreciate it. And, I'm not sure where the hate towards her comes from or something like that. And I was like, wow, and I messaged him and I said, thank you so, so much for that. Like, I really, really appreciate it. Because, and I'm so fortunate with what I do, opportunities that I have, and a lot of that is because of y'all. But, and so I'm not like crying about it or whining about it, but sometimes folks online can be mean. Mean, y'all. So, and I know I've mentioned on here before, like I've had folks tell me that they're gonna find me in the woods where I can't silence their voice because they got blocked from the channel for cussing somebody out, or telling me that they're gonna put a bullet in my skull. Just crazy things. Like people have been mean and crazy. Now that's like 1% of people. The other 99 have been wonderful and very supportive of what I do in the channel. So that's why I don't dwell on that 1% very often, or really much at all. But it's just nice to see, another backpacker in a community that maybe hasn't been quite as sweet as others, at like a subculture of the backpacking world, be very nice and public about it. And so I just appreciated that. But anyway, so I think that y'all would probably enjoy his channel. I think it's funny. He's got like humor to it, and he seems like a genuinely like sweet person. So anyway, so enough on all that. Okay, you could always strap the feed bag on like a horse. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, do you think it's a bad idea to get 2-in-1 shorts and leave extra boxers at home? No. No, I don't. Potentially. So it just depends on your body. It depends on if that works for you, and it'll let you know. And get something for chafing just in case, like some powder, Gold Bond, some cornstarch, some what is that stuff called? Body Glide. Just some things to, deal with chafing if that issue does arise, and be ready to send for those extra boxers if you find it. Now, you won't be able to like wash those shorts, so if you don't care that you're wearing the same thing for 5 days without being able to wash the stuff that's touching your junk directly, for myself, I like to be able to rotate out underwear, but it's all personal preference. So you're gross and you stink either way. Don't you, Mom? Like, yes. Mom's been wearing deodorant. She has, and she likes it, and she's happy to wear her deodorant. I know.
But I don't have.
No, so she's not. It's not like her armpits stink, but it's like your body just smells like butt. Like your whole body smells like a butt. Does it not?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Gross. She says it's gross. It is gross. It's very gross. But she does take a stick of deodorant with her. That's fine. I'm not gonna criticize her for that.
It's a ball.
A ball. Excuse me. A ball of deodorant. But suck and the stink on trail. So. But anyway, yeah. So she.
I look better.
Oh, she says I look better. Anyway, yeah, but so it's all about it's all about personal preference. But I think either Jupiter is cool as can be. Yeah, he really, really is. He is, and we've kind of always chatted a little bit, on social media, on Instagrams. But yeah, I like Jupiter. He seems like a very nice person. So I met him one time on the PCT randomly, but. It would be cool. And with him living close, and him, I don't know. I guess like Wolf, different folks, Leah, that are here through Patreon that I would be happy to do a collab with or something like that. But okay, let's see. Let's meet on Summit of Whitney 8-2 or 8-3. Oh man, well I wish I could, but we'll be back in Alabama by then, or we better be anyway.
Yeah, I can work.
All the best. God bless your trip. Thanks so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa says, hating someone is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Yes, that is so true. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's great. Drop. Thanks for all the advice. Stay safe and catch the rerun later if I missed something. No. And Ellen says it's just buffer day, I suppose. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I hate that that's happening. Can y'all hear me now, or can you hear me now? Or is it's just gonna drop, and this is how it ends, huh? This is the end. It says yes. Okay, be here, but okay, so y'all did hear her. Okay, let's see. So Jeremy and Hattie wanted to know, are you liking your new pack, and what does your mom think of the ARC haul? We are researching packs for our first backpacking trip. Thanks for the inspiration. Oh, that's awesome, Jeremy and Heidi. So I like the new pack that I'm using. I think it's always easier to be like, these are my dislikes, right? So my dislikes, that it's not waterproof. Yeah, Mom already knows it's not. That's a big reason I like the ARC haul. So dislikes, yeah, not waterproof. Also, I'm not in love. Mine has like a big pocket on the side, not a short one, like not a short cup holder, but a really long one. So it's hard to get things out of there. If you're hiking with somebody else, so you can be like, "Could you get my other water bottle out of here for me, please?" Because my arm just can't, then that would be okay. Also, if you have a 2-person or a 1-person shelter, you could put your shelter there. And then I think it'd be wonderful. But for me personally, because we're carrying a 3-person tent, it does not fit in there. So otherwise, I would probably, otherwise, gosh.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. But I was just like, I'm kidding though. But anyway, so she's over there like.
You suffer from that.
I do. I suffer from allergies, and that's why I can pick on her about it. But so anyway, if I had a shelter that would fit in there, then I think that I would love it. So that's the only reason I'm saying anything ugly about the big pocket. I think if it's just me with my duplex, that I would very much enjoy the big pocket because I would have more room in my pack because my shelter would so wonderfully go on the side. It does not have loops on the bottom of the pack, so I cannot put our 3-person shelter on the bottom. Now, I could probably get some loops. I think there are little rings there to do that. So, but it does not come stock being able to put the tent on the bottom of my pack. And then the back panel, because it's got the sit pad there, I do notice that my back is warmer and potentially more sweaty, but it has not caused any chafing or like extreme discomfort. It's been cold out here though, so I've kind of enjoyed the warmth. But other packs that I've used have much more airflow on the back. Those are the only dislikes. None of those to me are deal breakers. I really do like this pack. I love the hip belt and how wide it is and how comfortable it is. The pack, I feel like, carries weight very well. I don't feel like any pinch points or weird things are call, for sure. Now, I do like the pack that I have, the opposite, like I like those things about the ARC haul. So it's kind of like, wonder which do you need? Are you going to be having heavier loads? Then maybe, something like the Gossamer Gear Mariposa would be better. If you're not going to be having really heavy loads, you're going to have a pretty lightweight setup and everything, then maybe the ARC haul is better, I'm going to plug in.
What do you need?
I need a phone charger.
Oh.
I'm on like 10% on my battery, and that was a little while ago.
Okay, what do I need here?
Oh, whoops. Can I not? Oh, okay, I can't. All right, I need my battery charger over there and your cord, if you don't mind. All right, sorry, the sound might change a little bit because I just unplugged the microphone. Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll charge it in the car. I just need something for me.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, the sound is.
Don't drop your phone, please.
Okay, yes, ma'am. You know how that is, though. When moms always tell you not to do something, you end up doing it, and it's not like a spite thing. It's like it just happens because they want to. Yeah, that's cool. You might as well go ahead and throw the cup of milk on the floor because it's going to be there, and not because you're like, oh yeah, Mom, I'm going to knock it over. It's just like, for me, I would be like, oh gosh, the only thing, I have one job, not to spill the milk. And so, like, in my nervousness of not spilling milk, the milk's going to get spilled. So, it's how it is. Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, anyway, Jeremy, I hope that answered your question. Mom, what do you think of the ARC haul? The thing is, she doesn't have anything to compare it to. So
I really don't have anything to compare it to, because I've never used another one. But
yeah.
But I can tell you, I do love that it's waterproof, and as far as the pockets on the side, I would say.
Oh, the zipper's kind of a pain.
Oh yeah, It's better
Yeah.
now that I use my wax paper on the zipper.
She used wax paper on the zipper. She comes up with some good ideas. She asked me, hey, if they have a microwave at the Motel 6 lobby, do you want to pop some popcorn and take that with us on trail? And I was like, Mom, how come I've never done that before? Like, I've gotten white cheddar popcorn and on trail while I'm eating it, and I do love white cheddar popcorn. I'm always like, man, it'd be cool to have some, like, movie theater butter popcorn right now. And she's making that happen. It's like, why didn't I think of that? But and putting your backpacker meal, if you've got it in the full bag, like if it's an actual Mountain House or something, and you put it while it's cooking, you know, and it's like taking time to rehydrate, you put it like in your sleeping bag and it's all warm and toasty.
And then it's so warm you don't want to take it out and eat it.
Yeah, you're like, I'd rather use warmth than eat it. But anyway, yeah, so you do like
yes, I do like it. The zipper was a problem, but now that I put wax paper on the zipper, it zips better, easier. I would say the only other thing is she talked about the pockets, the side pockets on hers being deeper. I think my bottles fall out of my side pockets easier.
like if you don't have two bottles in there, especially.
Right.
So
if
if
you just have one, yeah, it falls out easier.
It does.
And then, you know, like if I take my pack off and I put it down on the ground and I pick it up, I have to be careful that I don't leave a bottle on
And
it.
also that pack, the Arc Hall, if you set it down, it always falls over.
Yes.
It like won't sit up.
That's
and my H&G pack sat up, my Osprey sat up, and this one sits up. But I see her sit it down, and then it rolls, and she's like, ugh. And Perk and I used to like, we used to like rage over that. So the Arc Hall will not sit up; it flops over.
So if the side pockets could just be a little bit deeper, just so that it holds the bottles better. But other than that, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
and it's always give and take with backpacking gear, right? Pros and cons to all of it.
So I'm gonna get rich and make a backpack that has all the good qualities, right?
She said she's gonna get rich and make a backpack that has all the good qualities. What if I told you didn't have to get rich to do that, and then you could get rich from that?
Okay, maybe I should have said that.
Well,
it's called Wonder Mama.
It's gonna be called Wander Mama. She says. Okay, let's see. 70% is okay. Rest is buffering. That's such a pain in the butt. That makes it better. Nancy, thanks for the Q&A. Enjoyed the video this week and look forward to more. Glad to hear that your alone hike went well after some rough patches. Yeah, it was just kind of, I was bummed out the first day, really. First night and the following day. But then after that, I was like, okay, I got this, and got over the hump. So... but thank you for being here and for the well wishes and for the compliment on the video. Tim says, darn it, I'm late. Hi Dixie. Hi Tim. Woohoo, made it. Oh, glad that y'all are stopping in. Yeah, we got more folks now than we thought. We got 35 folks now. Lisa says, on the popcorn thing, how do you store your packs tent when you're not using them for a while? I just leave it in the stuff sack. I don't know if that's the proper way. That's a good idea. I should probably know that, huh? Yeah, I just, I try to make sure that it's clean, and then I make sure it's not wet when I put it away for, the last time. I just keep it in the stuff sack, but I'm not sure if that's, the way or what. I'm sure Z-Packs on their website has some information, but yeah, that's what I do, but I'm not saying that that's what you should do. But yeah, PCT, they replaced that one because it had holes in it. I started the CDT, so mine from the CDT is just sitting in the stuff sack at home right now. The other Tim K and Tim R says, what are your top 5 must-haves in your pack? Other than survival stuff, other than shelter and food and water. And what are my being able to and Fancy's doo-doo the other day.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, she was like, let's see how warm this is. No, I'm just kidding. But we were in town, and she was just going to pick fancy doo-doo up
Paper,
yeah,
a Walmart bag.
A Walmart bag. There we go. She went to a grocery sec. She went to pick it up and like stuck her thumb in it. And so anyway, it was really nice that we had some baby wipes in the car so she could, because we weren't like at a place to go to the bathroom immediately. But anyway, so yeah, baby wipes are important. And
I wouldn't have eaten popcorn without thumb though, even after that.
Oh, needs to function. Okay. Oh, Snickers. That's a good one. Snickers. What'd you say?
I said I would not have eaten popcorn or other foods with that thumb.
Mom said she wouldn't have eaten popcorn or finger foods with that thumb at that time, but those were nice.
Yes.
But anyway, did you go wash your hands when we got in the place to have a drink?
No.
You didn't. You
No.
Nasty dog.
But I used my other hand.
We went and had a beer. We did laundry while waiting for my phone. We're gonna have a beer, and so she didn't even go wash her hands when we got there. I just thought about that.
No, but I used my other hand.
Sure, she said she used her other hand to eat popcorn. Okay, anyway, sorry y'all, off on a tangent. Look at May. Function. So, coffee, an inflatable sleeping pad,
Shelter.
baby wipes. No, you don't need shelter to function. You just keep walking. Let's see. What else do I don't know. I guess the rest would be like
Benadryl.
good. Yeah, well, allergy medicine. I guess I should say proper medications like allergy medicine. Imodium. I do not go hiking without Imodium.
And then the Benadryl too. You were talking about.
He says, "What are your top 5 must-haves in your pack?" I thought he meant like stuff, but he said no options on the pack. How it functions. I'm so sorry. We're answering this all wrong. Okay. I don't know. I guess I mean, if I could pick out the best qualities of the pack, waterproof, the straps on the bottom so I can put my shelter on the outside, even if it's a 3-person, proper sized hip belt pockets, and like I think the pockets on the cup holders, I really like those to be able to, like Mom was saying, I would like those to not flip out your bottles
and not be too
and not be
somewhere
too
between
somewhere that'd probably be more important to me, I would say, than the airflow on the back, although that is nice. But yeah, so I would say those things probably. Lisa says, "Love you both. The two of you are terrific." You were handing out some compliments today. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Y'all have made me like feel good today. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so I reckon we'll go down here and see. Go down here as if I'm like going downstairs, like in the dungeon. Okay, I have a couple other questions. Let's see. Okay, that's not a question. Okay. Ashley said, "I'd probably be only able to attend part of tomorrow's Q&A. Okay. If I don't make the Q&A, all right, Lloyd wants to know, if I don't make the Q&A, please let us know how you like the quilt so far. I was in the Sandia Mountain sleeper. I really think a quilt is for me. Love to hear your thoughts so far." All right, yes, good question. I love the quilt so far. Even with me being cold-natured, there have been some nights that were in the lower 30s, well, mid-30s, low to mid-30s, and the quilt is a 30-degree bag, which, you know, doesn't necessarily mean that it keeps you comfortable to that temperature, but, or maybe only one night so far where I've put on my rain gear in addition to my sleeping clothes, but I freeze, y'all, and normally I have a 10-degree bag out with me on trail. So still has really been fine. I haven't had any big issues with draftiness. You know, I lost me, you know, and I think that too hot, it would be a good thing. But Mom's even using her sleeping bag kind of like a quilt. She unzips it and just lays it on herself. So you could, you know, use a regular sleeping bag like that. But if you're gonna do that, then you might as well have the benefits of the quilt where you don't have the weight of the zipper, and you don't have to like maneuver the zipper around and stuff like that. I feel like I can toss and turn in my quilt much better than I can in a sleeping bag, with the zipper being on top and allowing cold air to come in and all of that. So I really do love the quilt, and honestly, if I had a 10-degree quilt for a through hike, I would go with that over a sleeping bag right now. So I guess I've probably converted, unless I mean, it's just the having to buy another one that would stop me. But if somebody came up to me and was like, here's a 10-degree bag, here's a 10-degree quilt, which one are you going to take on the through hike? I would take the quilt. So kind of weird because I never thought I'd say that. Okay, let's see. Thumbs up to Fancy. Let's see. Thumbs up to Fancy. Thumb herself is hanging with the young and let's see. Wait, let's see. Thumbs up to Fancy. Thumb herself is hanging with the youngins so well. Oh, I don't know. See. Actually walk continuously to do the miles. Is it regular short breaks, hard at it with longer breaks, etc.? Curious to know what style works best for you. That's a great question. It depends, honestly. I've gone real hard some days, where, like, for example, did not really stop at all, and I did 20 miles. Well, I did stop and stuff like that, but as far as like and stopping at my break, I didn't do any of that really. I'd stopped to pee a couple times and stuff like that, or to get more food out of my pack, but I did not stop and take a break sitting down at all that day because I was ready to get to town, and I don't hike as fast as I do on a through hike morning, starting pretty late and wanting to get there before dark. So it took me about 12 hours to do 20.2 miles. But I flew the drone twice. I took, several videos of things, setting up my tripod and walking and then going back to get it and stuff like that. So, but I take a lot of breaks either. So I like to leave in the morning, have a morning break, short break, 15 minutes or so. Hike more, have my lunch break, and have that one be like an hour, and then hike more and have a late afternoon break for about 15 minutes, and then hike more and stop for camp. So I prefer kind of like you would, ingrained in me or something, but that works out well for me. So that's what I prefer to do on a normal day. But sometimes, it doesn't work out like that. So sometimes it depends on the weather, or sometimes you hit a really pretty spot and you're like, I'm going to take a break here because this is beautiful. And then I'll get a time lapse or something. She's saying it's not Russ.
Oh, squirrel.
Yeah. But y'all, I got a video of a spider like spinning a little bug in its web. I was really excited about that. And then I wrecked the web trying to put my but and then somebody else asked, how is your gear working? Your other gear is great. Everything else is great. And one little update on the sleeping. Thermarest has called me twice now. So I tried to call back, but I got a voicemail, the guy that called me, and I was like, we sent the pads home. I'm gonna have to deal with this one. Yeah, I don't have time to handle it now. It's not like being snobby, like, well, I don't have time for you now. It's honestly, I don't have time, because when we leave here, we got to go get snacks. Well, we got to load up and go get snacks. I have time to deal, like, I wanted to deal with this when I didn't have a replacement pad, but I take the time to deal with getting pads replaced for us, and now I don't have time to deal with it again, so can I get in touch with you when I get home? And he emailed me back. I saw it pop up, but I haven't seen what it says. So, but apparently they do have other options. He said that for people who will overnight the pad to them, they'll jump that as priority ahead of the other ones in line who can wait 4 to 6 weeks. So like if you're not able to wait the 4 to 6 weeks, you can overnight pad to them. And I let him know I was not told that originally. Otherwise I would have happily jumped on that because I was looking forward to testing. I'm very excited about a 6-inch shave off 2 ounces. I'm months of use. I really liked it, or whatever I thought about it. But now all I can say is it went flat on me the first night. That's all I can tell you. And I hate that. So, but yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time to fool with it now. You know, I really don't. But I kind of had the knees because I did an 18.6 and then a 20.2, and so I kind of had my hip joints, my hip socket area. It was kind of sore in my hips a little bit. That was only for like a day, so it wasn't like I damaged anything seriously, or I wasn't super sore, but yeah, I was a little stove up the next day.
Although her right ankle is swollen also.
Yeah, my right ankle is swollen, but it's because I got bit by something. Something bit me on my ankle bone. I think it might have been a spider, honestly, but it swelled up. It's not like my skin's rotting off or anything. So I don't think it was like anything to worry about, but there is a knot, but it's going down. It looks better than it did.
Okay. Yeah, mine looks better too.
And I think that was battery bank from Anchor. So I was just thinking of gear that's a little bit different. We're about to do, this will take us probably 2 days, 2.5 days. So like, or half day, a whole day, half day hopefully, or maybe half day, 2 whole days. Either way, something like 2.5 days. And so I think this will be enough for that stretch on its own. But I use a lot of power, I really do. But anyway, yeah. Well, does anyone else have any other questions? Y'all tired of dealing with the buffering yet? When I'm chatting with y'all, like it doesn't even.
When you're having fun.
When you're having fun, it's crazy how time flies. So I really appreciate all of you being on here today. I'm sorry that it was such late notice for the Q&A, like pretty last minute. But I toyed with the idea of like waiting until the next stretch, or until we got done with this one. But I wasn't sure what service would be like there, and I felt like it would be pretty good here. But it turns out, I apologize again for that. But it's just been a little while since we had a Q&A, so I wanted to go ahead and do that and let y'all know how it was going, and just to tell y'all thank you again so much. But Jay says thanks for the updates in your time. Thank you, Jay. I really enjoy following you and for being here too. So, all right, y'all. Well, I hope everyone. So even if you had to work today, it's Friday. So that's awesome. But I hope all of y'all have a good Friday and a good weekend. And, thank you again so much for everything, y'all, and for allowing us to be out here doing this. So, all right, well, I will talk to y'all later. I'll keep y'all posted and let y'all know when we get this 30-mile stretch knocked out. John says, even a bad connection is better than no connection. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Is that John?
Oh, Brian says, no. Brian, well, I'm glad you checked in, and I hope you enjoyed your few days off. But, all right, y'all, I'll see you later. Bye.